guys, and welcome back to another video here on Stitched by Shona. Leica, my dog, is down here, so if you're wondering what I'm doing with my arms, then she has decided that she wants to have cuddles now and strokes now and have attention now, so I'm just giving her some strokes and attention down here whilst we film this video. So, as you can guess by the title, this is a catch-up video, just to kind of touch bases with everybody, because I know that I haven't posted in definitely over a month. I haven't done anything on YouTube and I haven't done anything on Instagram in a pretty long while now, and I just wanted to give you guys an update on what has been happening for me here at Stitched by Shona, and also hopefully what we're going to be doing going forward, and hopefully we can get into a rhythm of definitely posting videos, but just get into a rhythm of running this crochet business. So first things first, I'm going to go through why I haven't posted in a little while. It's nothing major, don't worry. It is just that it was Christmas time, and usually for my other job I take 2 weeks off at Christmas, and I just don't think about any form of work. Thanks. I don't think about any form of work. I try to just fully take time off and just try and relax, do things that I want to do, and just not think about anything to do with work. Or do you have to? And not think about anything to do with work or anything like that. So I had the 2 weeks off at Christmas, and to be fair, even though crochet is mainly like my hobby, I even didn't really want to do any of that. I just didn't want to do much crocheting either, and I did a little bit of sewing, but really I just didn't really do anything, to be quite honest. For a good long time I was just enjoying being off and not having anything to do. I just spent time with my boyfriend, spent time with my dog, and that was it really. So there was just the Christmas and New Year period where I just wasn't doing anything anyway. And then when the New Year came in, I just took my time kind of planning what I wanted to do throughout the year. I even, like, the few days into the new year, I was still taking time to plan stuff and organise stuff and decide what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do, how I wanted to do stuff. And I wasn't dead set on getting to January 1st and having everything that I wanted to do for the year and then just getting cracking on with it and just going for it. I just kind of took my time over like the week of the new year to just decide what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do, and how I wanted to go about stuff. So I did have, or I do have, a big plan of everything that I want to do, especially for like my other job. I have like loads of stuff that I want to do for that, and I've broken it down into like the quarters, the months, and then even like day by day. Even though I'm not very good at following the plan, there is a plan that is there, that is to help me be structured for that. But then when it came to like my crochet stuff and for Stitched by Shona, it wasn't very clear what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to obviously still have it going because I still love doing crochet stuff, and it is my hobby that I like to do, and I would like to obviously sell the projects that I do make, because I cannot keep everything that I make because we just don't have that much room to keep absolutely every single thing. But I still love making stuff and trying new things. I feel like for me, trying to make new things and trying out new stuff is what I really like. I don't think I like trying to make a lot of the same stuff, basically. is what I'm getting at. And even like throughout the period of Christmas and New Year, I didn't feel like I wanted to crochet anything. I think I got into like a little bit of a rut. I didn't really have any inspiration to make anything. I just didn't really feel like crocheting anything. Like I was looking through Instagram and Pinterest, and there was stuff that I was like, oh, that would be really good to make, but I just feel like I didn't want to actually go and make it at that period. I feel like that was a little bit because of, like, if you've watched the last two videos where they are market vlogs or kind of market breakdowns, the markets didn't really go very well. I'm going to put well in quotation marks because they did go well and it was really lovely meeting people, but it wasn't like you see some other people putting where they either sell out of stuff or they sell loads of stuff. Like I barely sold anything, and I just didn't feel after that like totally pumped and motivated and inspired to just keep making loads and loads of stuff. Especially origami stuff, I'm always going to mess up that word. So I just wasn't really feeling up to making anything. I was just in a little bit of a rut, a bit just like, don't really feel like making stuff for the sake of making stuff. I want to make stuff that is either going to go to somebody else pretty much straight away. So if somebody asked me to make something for them, I would. Or something that people would be interested in getting, because with the origami stuff, I just feel like not everybody always wants that kind of stuff straight away. So that is pretty much why I haven't really been posting anything. I haven't posted anything on Instagram, and I haven't posted anything on YouTube either. And I also just kind of left my Etsy shop out there. I was pretty certain nobody was going to make any orders on there, so I just left it for a while and didn't touch any of it. So even though I didn't have much motivation to make many things, some things that I did make in the time that I've not been posting anything have been, well, first thing I'm going to show you is this Triceratops. This is one thing I have made over since before Christmas. It did take me a while to make. It is a Laura, no it is not. I'll have to put the name up somewhere of whose pattern this is. It is the same as that person's pattern. I have just used the triple up method with the yarn to make it this big, basically. So it's like almost like a baby size. And my boyfriend picked the colours. He wanted navy blue and yellow, and yeah, I really do love this Triceratops. I think he's adorable. He did take a very long time to make, but I mean, I do think he's really great, and maybe I'm going to put him on the Etsy shop. I'm not sure if I will put him up as just a one-off. I'm not sure if my boyfriend wants to keep him, or if I will put him up as you can have a custom order of him, and I will just make it to order, and it will probably take me 2 to 3 weeks to make this with the time that I've got at the minute. So I'm not sure whether to put him up as just a one-off on the Etsy shop, or whether to put him up as a custom order. People can pick the colours that they want, so the body colour and then the like highlight colours. I might do that, because I do like, especially when it's this size, like this is like a baby size. It is great and it is lovely. So he'll probably will be going on the Etsy shop at some stage. It could either be a custom one, or it could be just one off, and it will be this actual one that I've made. So that did take up quite a lot of my time whilst I was just having some time off from work and just taking it easy, really. So I did really enjoy making him. Another thing that I made was this owl. This is a Laura XB pattern from one of her books. and there was no real reason to making him. I started him quite a long time ago, and he was just a whip that was in my collection of whips somewhere, and then eventually I ended up finishing him and decided to take the time out to finish him. He's really cute. I feel like if you put rice in him, he'd make a really good like doorstop. But yeah, really like him. Not sure whether he's going to go on the Etsy shop or not as a one-off, possibly, because there's no real need for us to keep him. I think somebody else would love him, but he's really cute. I really enjoyed making him. It is really super simple. It just takes quite a while to do, but it is a very simple one to make from her book. And then the next thing that I was doing is in this basket, and it's a lot of black yarn and a lot of pieces in here, but oh, that's where my gold one is. Fab, good to remember. I'm going to keep that there, but where I can see it. Is I a long time ago started to make a cardigan in black, and because I was doing it on an evening, I never really saw it in daylight. And for those of you that work with black yarn, you know that it can be several different shades of black. And I looked at it one day in the daylight and realised that the different yarns were different shades of black, and they were really off, and it just looked horrendous. So I've been in the process of frogging that one, because I was fairly nearly finished with it by the time I'd realised that I had been using yarn that is different shades of black. But I have been frogging that one and starting again and using some of the old yarn and some new yarn and really trying to colour match them to each other. So I have got a front piece, a part of a sleeve piece, and another front piece so far. What I want it to be like is to be like a cropped cardigan, but then almost like this with quite baggy sleeves, and to be cropped. So that is still going to be a work project. It's probably going to take me a while to do that, because I need to still finish the sleeve, do the other sleeve, do the back as well, and then put it all together. So that's going to probably take me a while to do, and I don't know when it's going to be finished. Yeah, but hopefully at some point it will be finished and I can show you guys it. But it is not a pattern, it is just me going off my own head and inspiration pictures. So unfortunately I can't give you a pattern to follow for that one or suggest a pattern for you, because it is just out of my own head, and all I'm doing really is just a half double crochet in the back loops, and that's giving it the little ribbed effect. And yeah, that's all I'm doing really for that one. So that's going to take a while, that's why it's in the basket, and I'm colour matching yarns to it to make sure that I get it to look not as patchy as everyone, because seriously that was bad, and hopefully it'll be finished soon. Over the last couple of weeks I have been thinking about what I want to do going forward, and I feel like in terms of YouTube, what I want to do is almost a little bit like weekly vlogs of just running the Etsy shop and building up my crochet business. So it'll probably be short weekly vlogs of what I got up to that week, is what I'm hoping to start doing. One thing I do want to do is get the Etsy shop going and running and starting to get some orders in there, even just like a couple a month would be great, because I've had 6 orders through the shop, which is great, but it's not where I want it to be. So I want to start getting a bit of momentum with that. I want to start getting a bit of consistency, obviously, with my Instagram and just posting content to that. I'm not going to be too fussed about making reels, I don't think. I think I'm just going to be posting pictures on that, because reels they can be quite a lot of work and they just stress me a little bit, and I have to do reels for my other job, and that's Instagram page, and like that is quite a lot for that as well, so I don't want to have to then make more reels as well. So I think I'll just be sticking to posting pictures. But I have also looked at, because I have been watching a lot of small business, studio vlogs, kind of YouTube channels, and I did hear one girl talking about how she sells wholesale on Fair, and I had a look into it, and I think that is something I would like to do. But for that, I was thinking of what can I do easily that I could do as potentially wholesale. So I've been delving into Pinterest and on Instagram and on Etsy as well, and just seeing of things that I could do that are simple, easy, that we could sell wholesale and on Etsy. And I have been playing around with a couple of ideas of things, but one thing that was really sticking for me was bookmarks and doing crochet bookmarks. So I have pretty much like prototypes here of various different kinds of bookmarks that I am interested in trying to develop up and sell on Etsy, and also potentially to do for wholesales as well. So I'm going to show you where I started off. I think I started off with this one, which is like a two-tone bookmark with the frilly bits at the end, and yeah, I just tried with 2 different colour yarns, half double crochets, and then added these frilly bits in the end, which I quite like this. I think it is simple but nice. You could do all sorts of colour combinations, obviously, but yeah, this is where I started with, and I do quite like this. I then tried it with different colour combination. I was staying with the same, so that one is like a brown and a gold. This one is like a light brown and gold with the same effect. With the frills at the bottom, which I like these. I think these are going to go on the Etsy shop as customizable, and you can pick whichever colours you want. I'm going to start just making up lots of different colours with all the different yarns that I've got, and yeah, I do really like these quite a lot. But then I went on to doing different shapes, and there's this one with the tassel on. I'm not 100% sure if I like this with the extra long tassel on the end. I think I prefer this to that one, but I'm still going to put this one on Etsy as well, or have this as an option on Etsy and just see. I still like the 2 tones, the 2 different colours. I think that the 2 different colours in one, 2 different colour yarns in one is quite nice. I do quite like that, especially just for bookmarks, but I'm going to have a go with different things in the similar effect. But then I started seeing a lot of embroidery, and I wanted to have a go with that. So I essentially made up a bookmark, and then this was my tester one, and I love it. I really, really do. I love it. I love doing the embroidery. I think it looks super cute, and you could personalise this in so many different ways. You could have different flowers, I did have a go with different stitches as well, and you could write letters, names, words on there. So this is something I really wanted to play around with quite a lot. So I had a go like this, and that I really do like. I really love the flowers on that. I love how simple, cute and quite easy it is to do. The only problem with doing this embroidery for bookmarks is you get this at the back. Now, this was my first time doing embroidery anyway. I could probably neaten this up a bit, but you do see this on the back of it, which is quite messy. So for this one, I crocheted the whole extra piece and attached it to the back, but it then becomes really chunky, which I don't like. So, well, too chunky for a bookmark at least. For something else this would be a fine method, but it's too chunky to be a bookmark. So I'm still playing around with different ideas where I could still have the embroidery on the front and then it would be on the back, but still be flat enough, oops, to be a decent bookmark. So yeah, we played around with embroidery, and also I played around with making some letters as well. And yeah, so that's where we're at with that. I'm still playing around with ideas for it, and it is not going to be, I think these can go up on the Etsy shop pretty soon, within this week most likely. But the embroidery stuff, I'm still playing around with it and seeing what we could do, especially in terms of like having them as bookmarks. So you could have embroidery on these bookmarks. I think that would look really cute, just having a couple of flowers or even just an initial on there. So that is what we're working with at the minute. So another thing I have been doing and playing around with are these, and this one, which are essentially pouches, but with my Harry Potter book. They're just book sleeves, and you can put the book in there, and it just looks really cute and really nice in there. And if you're taking books around with you, it just gives you that bit of extra protection, but it just gives them something pretty to be in. So that is another thing that I've been playing around with. So I really like this golden one. I think this was quite a good one to do. It was all one continuous piece and you're just working it around. But I then did this one, which is a ribbed effect, and it is obviously half double crochet worked into the back loop, but this is one big piece folded together and then sewn together to get the right shape. And I do like this one as well. That will go in there like so. Yeah, I just quite like them. I just like the idea of them. And your book just goes in there and it looks nice, and you can have whatever colours, whatever aesthetic you wanted. So that is something I'm going to be playing around with as well. This one is definitely going to go on to the Etsy shop because it was really nice, easy to make, and I could do this in any colour that you want. I have. This one probably will do as well. It just takes a little bit more time because you've got to close up the sides, especially with the ribbed effect. But I also want to play around with doing these in different stitches. Also embroidering these as well. Like you could have initials on there or words on there or just flowers or anything on there. So I'm playing around with them sorts of ideas. I'd like to get these on to the Etsy shop as soon as possible, and also get definitely these two bookmarks on the Etsy shop as soon as possible. And these are all things that could go for wholesale as well and could go on fair, because I would like to try that out and see how that goes. So yeah, that is roughly where I wanted to go with this stuff. I think that although origami is really fun to do, and I do love doing it, especially when I'm making things like this. I'm just not sure if for me it is going to be something that I'll do completely and fully like some people, or if I would rather go into doing some stuff like this, which is a little bit more different. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure that for me, although I will do it if people ask me to, and I'll do it for my own pleasure and probably just put on one-off pieces that I make onto Etsy. I don't think it's going to be a constant thing that I'm going to be doing. I think I would like to focus on some of the simpler stuff like this, which I can still do embroidery on and still do different different versions of, but it is simple and straightforward. But as always, if you guys have any suggestions, if you guys think that I should try a certain thing to crochet, or a certain style of crochet, or just anything at all, feel free to post them in the comments below. I have had some really lovely comments from people which I absolutely adore, and some people have been really super supportive of this very little channel and of me and what I'm doing. And I know that what I'm doing isn't a lot like or isn't as much as some other really good crochet YouTube creators. The people that are watching this are really showing their support for me, and I really do appreciate it. It is so sweet to read. It is so sweet to read the comments that you have been sending me. So I feel like I just want to do this for you guys and to keep this running for you guys, because you guys are the ones that are enjoying the videos so far, even though there's barely any at the minute. But yeah, so I want to keep going and provide stuff for you guys that you guys are going to enjoy watching. But thank you again for watching this video. If you are somebody new watching, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, just give it a like I said. If you do want to suggest anything, then always put it in the comments below, whether it's a video idea, an idea for me to crochet, anything like that. But I think that is all for this little mini, hopefully mini catch-up video, and hopefully I will see you in the next video, which would be a week crochet with me, week building my crochet business back up, and yeah, we are going to take it from there. So yeah, we are going to just take it one little step at a time. There is no rush. So yeah, we are just going to take it one little step at a time, see what happens, and hopefully I will see you in my next video shortly. Bye!